Hello, everyone. Hello. Do you know what day it is? It is Thursday. Well, it is not only Thursday, it is Thanksgiving Thursday right here on the Question Live Show with your host, Verona Willis-Brown. So we are here on another session. Yes, we are, and we are rolling into April. Today is the 13th day of April. And it is a lovely warm day. It is 89. Well, it was 89 degrees. Now it is 87 degrees. My kind of weather. Mwah! Yes, my kind of weather, as you can see. I love it. So wherever you are, if it's not 80 degrees and above, that simply means it is cold. It is chilly wherever you are. So I will pack up a little bit of my warmth, put into an express box, and I will ship it to you. If you are in a country that's less than 80 degrees, just let me know. That's what we do. That's what we do. We share. So this is what we do here on the Question Live Show, where we ask you if you have work, book, work in progress, whatever you have, bring it on in here so we can build together, so we can grow together, so we can support each other. Because we all want to be on this journey called success. And success, my dear friends, can only be defined if you are working with someone. One person cannot succeed in this life. No, we all need someone else to walk hand in hand with us. Maybe one or two people, somebody beside yourself. And oftentimes we say me, myself, and I. That sounds like three people. But you need three more, and three more, and three more. Not me, myself, and I. You need more people. So as you come on in the room, come on in this summer weather. Come on in. Let me know where you're tuning in from so we can welcome you to this episode of the Question Live Show. Now listen to me, viewers. If you are watching this right now and you're hearing me, and it's your first time tuning in, you never watched this channel before, you never seen me before, you never heard me before, you just never attended the Question Live Show before, whether it was live or replay, you just never been here, and this is your first time, yes, I would like to welcome you with a special welcome. So if it is your first time, look right there in the comment section and type it in that it is your first time coming here. Beside that, if this is not your first time, I would like to say welcome back to another episode of the Question Live Show. Yes. Tonight, we are going to roll in some things. But before we roll into it, if you've been here, you know that we have rules. House rules. Yes. We have 1, 2, 3, maybe 3.5 or 4 rules. They are very simple. So now you sit back, you relax, and you just get the house rules here. First rule. If you are watching this and you see something that says live somewhere on your screen, on your device, if you see live, whether up there, down there, somewhere floating, it's somewhere in a red rectangle. If you are seeing live, simply mean you are in the live audience. And what happened when you are in the live audience? You look again somewhere for the share button. Click, you share, and you invite someone else to come on in and sit with us. Why? because we are sharing the life. And life is like getting fresh food out of the oven or fresh food off the stove. So we want to share the life. Well, if you don't share the live and they watch this, otherwise they're watching the replay. And what is replay? Replay is like leftover food. Yes, it's like leftover. I mean, some leftovers do taste good after a while. But still, nothing like the fresh food. So again, click share, invite someone else to come on in so we can sit together. That's number one. Number two, grab yourself something to write with, whether it is a pen or a pencil, a marker, or a crayon, a paintbrush, a feather. Get some paint, dip the feather in, scribble, scrabble somewhere, and write with it. And of course, grab yourself a notebook or a piece of paper. Now, maybe your hand middle, I don't know. Write things down. If you don't have any of those, grab yourself your device. Each device somewhere have a notepad section. You want to write in those notepad section. Now, what am I encouraging you to write? I am telling you that here we drop juicy content and golden nuggets. And I encourage you to come on in and write them down. Now, writing is like expelling the things. Well, actually, it's not like writing is expelling your thoughts on paper. So it now become not only thoughts flowing in your head, but they become reality. So we want to write things down. Yes, we do. Now, what is the other rule? Grab yourself something to drink, whether it is water, wine, tea, juice, soda, whatever it is. Maybe you're in a warm country and you want to have a popsicle. Grab it. I usually have my water in my glass because I believe in miracle. Yes, I do. And the greatest miracle worker is Jesus. And he turned water into wine. So usually I would sit and watch my glass and wait for it to turn into wine. Yes, but tonight I don't have that. Tonight I do have my green juice. Yes, I have my green juice right here, ready to go. Sip, sip, sip. Now, when you drink, I recommend you drink water, but hey, whatever you drink. When you sip, 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 you are drinking on my behalf because I'm over on this side. I'm doing all the talking. You are just listening, right? So we're not having a dialogue, but we are going to be having a dialogue very soon. So I like to drink and hydrate my throat. So I drink on my behalf, quench your thirst. Just look beautiful drinking. Drinking is good for you. So again, let me know where you're tuning in from and what is it that you are drinking. Again, see what I'm drinking? So the next rule is, if you need to use the bathroom, whether your bathroom is to the right or whether your bathroom is to the left, please go now. Go to the bathroom, use the bathroom. I hope there's no line. Use the bathroom, then you come right back and you're going to come sit right in your row. Your seat is reserved. No one can take your seat. Absolutely not. No one can take your seat, just like the seat of life. Nobody can take your seat because your name is stamped on it. Your destiny is stamped on it. Your purpose is stamped on it. So unless you want to hand it over, it is up to you. But I would say, please don't hand over your purpose. Please don't hand over your gifts and your talents. Nobody. It is so. Now, as we wait for those who went to the bathroom, and for you, yes, you who are sitting right here that didn't need to use the bathroom because you used the bathroom already, we just wait a quick second for those to come back from the bathroom. And while they're waiting, if you are ready, we'll just wait and give them a quick second. And then you can type in the comment section that you are ready because I am ready for tonight's episode. Oh, before we go, I might have an announcement tonight, and you have to listen closely to the announcement because I do have a big announcement tonight. So, with that said, before we go again, we want to acknowledge that this month is National Autism Month, Awareness Acceptance Month. We want to send out our love and we want to celebrate those who are out there who is on the spectrum. Yeah, but we want to send our love to all those who are out there in this category. You are just as special as we are. And beside it is Autism Month. It is Poetry Month as well. So if you absolutely welcome, Theta and Yasmin, if you out there watching this right now, if you love poetry, well, it is National Poetry Month. So if you like poetry, just let me know because that is my very first love. Poetry. The best poet ever, poetess. See, my favorite poetess. Of course, everybody probably say Maya Angelou. But I'm not going to say Maya Angelou. I am going to say Songs of Solomon. You go figure. So now with that said, yes, I could have a little sip of my green juice. A little sip of my green juice while we wait for those to come back from the bathroom. Type in the comment section if you are ready, then we are ready. Just let me know that you are ready. Thank you. Okay. So for those who went to the bathroom, well, welcome back. And for those who are in the audience that you did not go to the bathroom, welcome back. Yes, so we are going to roll into tonight's episode. Thank you. So as you can see, right there, the title says, failure is good. Absolutely. Failure is good. Now you might be saying, Verona, failure is not good. And you oftentimes hear failure is not an option. Usually I would hear failure is not an option when you're in school. Failure is not an option. Failure is not an option. Failure is not an option. Why is it that they pound this in student head? Failure is not an option because they don't want them to fail. Who wants to fail? Who wants to fail? Now, if you want to fail, type in the comment section that you want to fail. Please type it right there. Please type in the comment section that you want to fail because when they said failure is not an option, they're literally telling you, no, you can't fail. You're not here to fail. That's what they're telling you. But failure is good. Failure is good. You see, I'll tell you a story before we go any further. There was a little girl, while she was in school, she worked very, very hard because she knew there was something about being that person that don't want to fail. She knew that there was something bad when they say, you fail. She knew. And she worked hard And she work hard, and she work, and she type, and she work really, really hard. Not to fail, because it was already called out in her mind. That's a bad thing. That failure is a bad thing. And she worked harder and harder to be the top student in her class. Yes, she did. And for many years, she was the top student. Yes, she was the top student in all of her classes. Every grade that she went to, she was the top student, and she held that position to be the top student in her class. Now, audience, one day, 1 year, the moment arrived. And that moment arrived where she was not the top student anymore. She was not the top student. She was on the next level down. Someone came in and went to the top of the class, and she moved down to the second best student, the second top student. Ooh, that took a toll on her. She was not trying to accept that at all. No, because right there, she told herself that this is a bad thing. How could I fail? No, she said, no, I can't fail. No, I've become the back of the class because I'm in second place, and this is unacceptable. But you see, that little girl had to grow out of that mindset. She had to grow out of that mindset that, you don't always have to be right there on the top. You got to go with the motion. You got to follow the road. You got to go with the process. Yes. It took her a while to accept that. It took her a while to say that you don't always have to be there. But you see, that little girl, she grew up to be up front, in front of audience. She grew up to be published author. She grew up to be public speaker. She grew up to be youth mentor. She grew up to be blogger. She grew up to be podcaster. She grew up to be herself, to accept herself. And to accept that she can go in the pace, she can go fast, she can be up here, she can be here, she can be right here. But one thing, she knows that she's never going to be on the bottom of anything. You want to know? That little girl is me. Yes, that little girl is me. Absolutely. You see, we all have a story. We all have a story. And that little girl is me. That little girl decided that, oh, somebody can be first and somebody can be second. But that little girl says, I am never going to be on the bottom. Always strive to be somewhere up here. Always strive to fly like a butterfly. Because I accept that, I could come to you every Thursday. I could speak to you every Thursday. I could share with you every Thursday to let you know failure is good. Because then when I got that moved down just a little bit, and I consider myself as a failure then, what happened when you get that failing grade? It's a feedback. Audience, it is a feedback. When you find yourself in a failing position, failing circumstances, hey, we got failed relationship, failed marriages, failed this, failed that, fail. It is a good thing because I took it as a good thing as I got older. I took it and I learned my lesson that, what can I learn from that lesson? That it is a feedback to come back. It's a feedback to press the restart button. It is a feedback to say, now listen to me. Put on your bounce back muscle and let's go. So you know what happened to me? The next year, I pushed the bounce back muscle, and I came first again. And I never stop coming first. Your mindset is important of how you do things. Your mindset matters. Failure is good for you because if you don't fail, you won't know that you can succeed. If you don't fail, you won't know what else to do when circumstances hit you. Oh, I'm not encouraging that your marriages, your relationships should fail. No. But when they fail, don't just take it and just lay there, head back, tears coming down, and you just snorting away. Don't take it as that. Find the lesson in that. Sometimes people have failed marriages 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. But see, when you go to the next relationship, what is it that you are learning from the first one? Will teach you how to get to the second one, and the third one, and the fourth, and the fifth. Find that moment in your failing circumstances. Find that moment there. Find that teaching moment in your failures. Find them. And when you find them, you put them in a little basket, put them in a little box, and you pick them out one by one. And you move with them. You move and you make a mark. And be that the little girl. Be like that little Verona that says, I am not going to take a negative connotation on failure. I am going to take failure in my arm. And I'm going to walk with failure. And I'm going to say, I am the boss. No. You might get scarred. But take your scars. Take your flaws and take your failure. And put them together and let it define your authentic self. Because it is your flaws, it is your failures, it is your faults that cause you to be you. Why? They're yours. No one want to get up in the morning like, well, today I am going to fail. No one does that. No one get up and decide that they want to fail. And because we don't get up with the mindset to say that we want to fail, we get up with the mindset to say that we want to achieve something. We want to grow. We want to stand and look at failure. Because let me tell you, failure and fear, they are related. Absolutely. Failure, let me say this again. Failure and fear, they are related. Are you having a fear? Are you having a fear of failure? They're related. So guess what's going to happen? Failure, fear. You grab them. Yes, grab them. And when you grab them, you hold them together and you put on your bounce back muscle and you put on that strength and you walk hand in hand with them and let them know, I am here to succeed. I am here to learn my lesson and move right along. So listen for your feedback. When someone gives you a feedback, take that feedback. And when you take that feedback, you're going to run with it and you're going to see how you are going to make a difference. You're going to see what is it that you need to do with all of that feedback. Absolutely. Take it and run with it. They are friends. They are related. They're sisters. They're brothers. They're siblings. Absolutely. They're siblings. Many times you hear fear. What is fear? Evidence of things. No, they're not evidence. They're real. Oh, they're false. Things appearing real. No, they're not false. Fear is real. It might look like it's an illusion. You look like, what is it that you fear? Because when you fear something, you are going to set yourself up to fail. So you are not going to get up with the intention to fail. And you are not going to get up with the intention to say, today I fear the unknown. Today I fear this. I fear that. No. Today you're going to get it with an affirmation that today I am successful. Today I am going to make a mark. Today I am going to grab all my fears and I'm going to walk with them. Today I am going to be that person. Today I'm not going to be that little girl anymore. Today I'm not going to be that little boy anymore. Today I am going to show up. I am going to show up and let fear know, I am the boss. So let's take fear in one hand and grab it and look at fear and say, I am not going to fail. You see, the more you say something, is the more it will manifest itself, because there's something called affirmation. And I want to talk about affirmation for a second, because affirmation is when you are literally declaring, decreeing, professing something unto yourself. And when you are declaring something and decreeing something and professing something to yourself, you become anything after am. I am. I am. And if you tell yourself that I am a failure, then that is exactly what's going to mark on you. You're going to take failure and you're going to wear it as a badge. You're going to wear it as it's an helmet, as it is a coat, as it is your best accessory. Therefore, you are going to not do that. You are going to show up with the mindset to say, today I am successful. Because that is the opposite. That is the opposite of failure. That is the opposite. That you, yes, you, each and every one of you, Georgia, Theta, Yasmin, Sharon, all of you, going to take failure. I'm failure. Today I'm the boss. What is it that you have in your head? What is it that do you know about being a boss? A boss gives the rule. And you got to abide by the rule. You have a regular job. The manager, the director, they give the rules. You have to report to work at a certain time. What is it that you do to make sure that you're at work at a certain time? You have to show up. You have to leave your house to get to work at a certain time because you are due at a certain time. It's the same thing with failure. When failure comes your way, you are going to show up and show out. As I am here now, I am very much here. So let us consider ourselves. Whatever you affirm, it is you. Whatever you claim, proclaim out of your mouth, profess out of your mouth, it is you. So do you get up every day and say, I am a failure? Just ask yourself that question. Do you get up and ask yourself, am I a failure? Do you profess to yourself that you are a failure? If you don't profess to yourself that you are a failure, then my dear viewers, you're not. Absolutely not. Failure want to assist you. So let's talk about failure one more time. Failure want to assist you with the drive that you have to succeed. Failure want to accompany you because failure will push you a little bit more. Give you a little bit more drive into the path of success. Oh, I could have just let me just give up. You see, we don't give up. Here we don't give up. We will never give up. When failure comes, don't give up. If your marriage fails, don't give up. If your children fail you, don't give up. If the path that you are taking towards your success fail, don't give up because they are little blocks. They are little blocks. And each time you believe that it is a failing moment, it is not. Each time you see something as a failing moment, because your eyes will definitely see something. And each time you see something as a failing moment, failing circumstances, failing situation, just consider them blessing. consider them pocket blessing because they are a part of your success. Absolutely. Yes, they are. They're part of your success. Walk with them, walk with failure. Don't set yourself up for failure. Always set yourself up for success because failure is on the other side, looking in. And as they are looking in, look back, push back. That is your opportunity to grow. Yes, failure is your opportunity to grow a little bit more. So, with that said, I want to tell you something, audience. You see, tonight I want to give you a little treat. I want to give you a little treat because that's what we do here on the Question Live Show. So, if you are ready for a little treat, this is your moment to press share. This is your moment to go on your phone, on your computer, wherever you are, scroll up on your computer, scroll wherever you are, find the share button because this is a moment where on the Question Live Show, you know what we do here? We share, we care. We love on each other, we support each other. So if you have work out there, book, whatever you have, this is a space for you. Because Verona like to support. I believe in supporting each other because when we support each other, we will grow together. So I have a surprise guest. I love surprises. I have a surprise guest, and he's no stranger to this platform. He's my brother. I love him dearly. I love when he comes on because he just take you to a whole different place. And you heard I mentioned earlier, let's see. I mentioned earlier that this month is the month of autism and it is Portrait Month as well. So if you've been watching this show, let me say it again. If you've been watching this show, if you've been showing up, watching this show, you know that the person I'm bringing on is no stranger to us. My brother, your brother, Nolan, Mr. Scribe himself. Welcome back.
Hey, Verona, good evening. How
Yes,
you doing?
doing great. I am doing great. Always great to see you. Always great to have
You
you.
too.
Yay! Oh my goodness. Audience, I told you, this is what we do here. See, if you've been watching this show, you know that he's a returning guest. He's a returning guest, and it's always a pleasure to have him come on and share. Have him come on, share his work. He got some beautiful work out there. He's doing marvelous out there. So, audience, this is your moment to share this live and invite someone else to come on in because he's going to grace us with his work. And I'm going to be quiet. I might just have my drink, You know the rule. We have something to drink while we're here. I might just have my drink and just sit back and he's going to share with you what he's doing out there. Go ahead, my brother. Tell him what you're doing out there.
Well, what I've been doing is kind of balancing two different things. I'm still writing poetry, working on book number 4. I have a collection of pieces, but I'm trying to figure out how they fit together in my next work. But the other thing that I've been working on and practicing and getting coaching in is voiceovers. I've done a number of projects. The thing is that the experts recommend that you get coaching. So I have a coach that I'll be working with, and I've sent him some samples that he's listened to and gotten back to me on, to increase my skill in reference to voice. So there's a lot of different facets to it. People just think that it's about the voice, which part of it is, but a lot of it is when you take the script and how you make it your own. So basically it's acting, but the people don't see you, they just hear you, but it's still performing. So that's pretty much what I've been up to lately.
So the fourth book is on its way.
Yeah, I have been working on, I have like about 35 poems, but I'm still writing and it comes and goes a little bit here and there. But the thing is, before I release it, I need to like read the poems out loud in my mind, pray about it to see how the poems connect, because that's the method that I used in my other three books. So if it's not broke, why fix it? And, being a man of faith, pray about it. The Holy Spirit gave me for the first one, the second one, the third one. So why do I need to change and lean to my own understanding? It won't be well, but I got to, go into that secret closet, have a conversation with the higher power, which is God, and he will direct me on, do I need to pull some out, put some in? Do I need to write more? He'll give me that inspiration.
Excellent. And that's the thing. I learned this technique a long time back in college, that my professor said, for you to have a great work, whatever you're writing, it's best that you read it out loud. You will get to catch your
Yes.
errors. When you read out loud, you get to catch your errors faster, because you read, but when you read silently, you're reading only in your head. But when you read it out loud, you are seeing
Right.
it. Like there's something about loud reading and your eyes, like they work hand in hand. There's a correlation between your voice and your eyes. So you read it out loud and you're like, oh, I didn't see that error. Oh, that was I didn't see that. But the moment you open your mouth and say it out loud,
And the hearing too, Verona. Right.
oh my God.
And the hearing as well, because as you're
Yes,
reading out loud, especially I know you write poetry and stories, when you're
yes,
reading out loud, when you're writing a poem, you read it out loud. Oh man, this is not flowing. The words are not flowing the way I envision it in my head when I
yes.
actually speak the words into the universe.
Yes, yes. So our senses work hand in hand, and it goes according to exactly what the topic is tonight: failure. Because failure is I said failure is a good thing, and failure is a good thing, because when you feel like you start writing and you fail at something, it allows you to go back when you read it out loud. It allows you to go back and make those corrections, and you get a feedback, because God Himself will give you a feedback, but then somebody else is giving you a feedback, and then you giving yourself a feedback, because now you're hearing yourself like, okay, wait, yeah, that ain't right.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And
So
you,
that ain't right.
but I did get a piece of what you were saying because I kind of chimed in a little bit earlier.
Yes,
And part of failure is fear. A lot of time people don't even start because in their mind, oh, I know it's not going to work and
yes,
it's not going to happen the way, but you're putting those thoughts in your head to hinder you rather than just stepping out on faith. And you never know where it could take you because you've already, if you think of fear and failure, you're already defeated. And especially as a writer, because a lot of times I've met people who've written poetry, novels, things like that, that never shared their words because they were fearful of how they
yes,
would be received. So because of that fear, oh, I don't think anybody's going to read or I don't think anybody's going to resonate or relate to it. They never take that step. So they've already failed because they were afraid to put it out there. Now you can put it out there and people won't like it, but then they can give you that feedback and God will
yes,
send you people. Look, I read work. I really good, but I think that these are some of the things. Now, if you're ready to receive, that's one thing. A lot of people are caught up in their ego. So
yes,
when you're not criticizing, you're giving your opinion on how it impacted you. But
yes,
we know how human nature is, and some people will not receive it that way. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You're just criticizing my work. And
right.
that's my whole thing. As we spoke before when you had me on, I said, I don't want people just to click like or just put an emoji out there, whatever. If something about my words don't resonate with you, tell me. Or I
Right,
really
right,
didn't understand that, or
right.
I really didn't get the emotion out of it because you give me the opportunity to not to validate, but to explain. Oh, when I wrote this, this is where my headspace was at. this is where my emotion was, and maybe that's not where they were when they read it. So for me, it's a different perspective than what they have. But that doesn't mean I should stop writing.
There you go. So that's it. You don't let failure stop you, because I mentioned earlier, failure is a feedback. So you don't ever let failure stop you. And then that's it. We want authentic feedback. Don't just like, oh, I like your stuff because you know me. No, no. You know,
Right.
it's like, oh, yeah, because I know you, you're my brother, you're my sister. No, I don't want you to do that, because I am not asking you to like nothing because you know me. No, like it because it is real. Like it because it resonates with you. How does it resonate with you? Put in your comment, how does it resonate with you? As writers, we want you to give us a normal, authentic feedback. And that's what
Right.
we're in the category as writers, because authors are a different story. Writers, we want you to give us your real feedback. Like, oh girl, that sucks. Man, that sucks. What were you thinking when you wrote that? What are you doing? What
But
was that all
don't just
about?
say it sucks. But don't just say it sucks. Tell us why it does. Now, if you could explain that, that'll
Yeah.
receive it in a very positive way. If you can't explain yourself, then it really doesn't mean anything to me, because you
There
don't
you
like
go.
it, but you can't tell me why you
You
like
can't tell me why. Oh, that's a bad word. Oh, that was not. Oh, why? Because now when you give me that feedback, it gives me enough information to go back and like, well, damn. Oh my goodness, I wasn't even thinking about doing
it.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about that, I just did a revise
Right.
on my first book, because why? I got a feedback for the first book. So I had to go back and revise my first book. And boom, I came back out and like, hey, glad you gave me that feedback. Like, well, yeah, I got it.
Right.
I got it. That's all we're
And
saying.
it
Give us
motivated you to
something.
do something. And it
Yeah.
motivated you to do something. When you got the feedback, you didn't just sit back and pout
And
or, oh, they
woo-hoo.
don't know what they're talking about. And you went back, you reviewed, oh, you know what? There's something was said, and you revised it and you
Yes.
re-released it. But there's the
Yes.
key. The key is the follow-up as well. Somebody comes to you, it's not a failure if it's not a failure if you act on it. You went back, acted on it,
Yes.
saw what the error was, and then went ahead and enhanced it, corrected it, and made it even more so than the first time that you did it, because now you're
Yes.
more experienced.
Yes. Yes. So, audience, we're not telling you nothing that we don't know. Okay? We're not telling you nothing that we don't know. We on this journey, and I'm so glad that I get to share this journey with my brother. We on this journey, and while we are on this journey, we want to share with you that don't just take failure and just wear them as badge. You know, don't just have them just put them on as a badge, like, oh, this is a badge of honor. No, don't take failure as that. Take action. When somebody give you a feedback, take action in it. Because when you take action, action defines your success. Action defines your destiny. Action defines your purpose. And we are not going to our grave with and making the grave rich, because we're not taking our gifts and our talents there. That's that. So please,
And here's
audience,
the other
as
thing
you're
too,
listening,
Verona. Right.
like, do not take
No, no,
your gifts and
no.
talents to the grave. No.
Good point. Here's the other thing with that as well. You have to be mindful of the people that are giving you the feedback, because there are
Yes.
some people that's giving you feedback because they care about you. They're in your circle, and they're going to
Yes.
tell you the truth in reference
Yes.
to, hey, Verona, I read this. I thought, I didn't understand what you was trying to go with. But there are some people that will say things to you because they want you to fail. That's the other part
Yes.
of
There
it
you go. All
as
right.
well.
Yeah, there you go.
Know
There you go.
who, know where you're getting the feedback from, because we know, I've studied
There you
human
go.
nature, lived it, and all of that. Everybody is not happy for your success.
There you go.
Everybody is not in your corner. So you have to be very discerning on who you share, because a piece of us goes into our writing, whether we're writing a story or we're writing poetry, especially poets, because poets is emotion. It's eliciting a certain experience that we've had, and we're trying to paint a picture. So you
Yes.
have to be wary of when you get the feedback. That's why you got to stay in prayer, because that discerning, oh, that particular person doesn't have my best interest. They came at me in a way that I know was not to help or not to give their opinion. They're just trying to push me into that failure corner.
There you go. That right
So,
there. That part right there. You got to be careful of where you get your feedback from,
right.
because some people do want to keep you back.
They don't want to see you succeed. They don't, because if you're ever succeeding and they are stuck where they are, what happens? Instead of being happy, wow, Verona's doing big things. She got a podcast. She's written another book. She's doing that. Oh, who does she think she is? Oh,
Yes.
her show's not that good. Or they start critiquing. And as we know, social media can be give a lot of misinformation
Yes.
and things that are not true. And we see, Verona, just looking at our society itself. I'm not going to name names, but some
Right.
people could just say something and thousands of people believe it.
Yes.
Thousands of people. They
Yes.
can cause people to do certain things. Like, I'm just going to throw it out there, like riot. I could say something and cause people to do certain things.
Yes. Yes. Because you see, negative, there are two sides, negative and positive. And
Correct.
negativity goes faster than positivity. Like in no time, you could spread a negative word and you see it blaze like a fire, wildfire. But let me do one thing positive. Not me per se, but let us do one thing positive. They're like, bye bye. Bye bye. Go sit
Right. It
down
doesn't
somewhere.
really make a difference.
Like,
But we as creative people cannot lose hope, because sometimes it
no.
gets tough when you see all the negativity and you see very, very little bit of positive. We're emotional. We're not perfect, and we get in our feelings about things. But we have to understand, if I've been given a gift with a purpose, like you said, don't take your gift to the grave. You have to express it, even though it may be negative. If you're getting the push from your inner circle, you're getting pushed from God directing you and giving you the gift, don't waste it. Don't waste the gift. We know the story in the word about the talents that was given out, and what one
Yes.
went and buried his and one multiplied his and things. And when they came back, what happened? The one that buried his got chastised for it, and the one that increased it got even more. So you
Yes.
have to keep pushing, and you have to keep pushing, and you have to believe in you, even when nobody else is. There's a saying that I made up when I said, if you could find a person who is just as passionate about what you're doing as you are, they need to become part of your inner circle, because those are the type of people that you need around you, because those people are going to tell you the truth. When you get off track, they're going to set you straight. Verona, that particular show you did, I really didn't care for it. The subject, whatever it is, they're going to
Yes.
let you know, and they're going to let
Yes.
you know in a certain way that you're going to receive it, because they're not going to come to you condescending. They're not going to
Yes.
come to you
Yes.
critically. They're going to come to you as an inner circle person to tell you the truth. And you being discerning, you will understand. Oh, yep, that person told. They didn't bring any kind of nonsense to me. They told me the truth, and you'll feel it when you hear it.
Yes. Yes. Because it's not what you said. I learned this. I learned this very early on in life. It's not what you say, it's how you say something that will impact someone. Right? It's not what, because you can say anything. You are at the liberty to say anything, but it's how you say it that makes a difference to the listener. Because at the end of the day, as all my coaches would say, is the listener. You can talk. The listener is the most important person.
Correct.
The listener. That's the
Right.
most important person. So you could talk from here until tomorrow. But if the listener is not being impacted, if the listener is not being inspired, then forget it.
You're just
Go
wasting
back,
your breath.
take a press replay, reset, and come back. Press that
Correct.
rewind button. Go over there and press that rewind button, and then you're gonna come back.
Right.
You know how they used to have those old music box, the replay, not the replay, what is it? The rewind, the fast forward, the pause button, the play button, the stop button. That's five, like I think it was like five buttons. And then when you do that, you got to know which one of the button you are pressing to get to where you need to go. You gotta know which one of those buttons. Are you pressing the pause button? Maybe you're pressing it and
Correct.
holding on too long. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you're pressing the rewind button when you just need to press forward. What button are you pressing? Audience, what button are you pressing at this point? Oh, because I'm going to tell you, y'all need to press the rewind button, reset button, because I'm going to add a button, reset button, and let's move right along. Get yourself together and know that failure is not a badge of honor, but failure is a part of your success. And with that said, I'm going to tell you, audience, this is your time, audience, to grab yourself something to drink, because my brother, your brother, is going to grace us. Right, my brother? He's going to grace us with what?
Yes, I'm going to read. I'm going to read the first draft. I wrote this about a week ago, and I haven't refined it yet. So I'm going to read it to you exactly how I wrote it. So I'm going to refine it. But this is the first draft.
Yes, sir. Let me sit on up. Okay. Let me grab my drink.
The name of this piece. Grab your drink. The name of this piece is Rhyme of Reason. We are all on a path of transition, so our lives should be on a mission. Many are damaged by ignorance and influence of others, so many sisters and brothers. Looking out into the world, what do we see? How negative man's narrative can be. There are many doctrines to follow for an answer, so some choose the ways of a necromancer. You have to cling to something that has meaning. Reflect on your deeds to begin the cleaning of the hurt to yourself and your circle. This is a feeling that is so universal. So what is the answer to this question? Let me take a moment to give you a suggestion. For me, the truth lies in my faith, which brings me comfort in the words that I saith. To know that there is a beyond, and to his call I will respond.
This needs something else up in here. Woo! Hello. Hello.
I'm still working on that one. Still working on that one.
All right. Listen, the main thing is the start. You see, when you start something,
exactly. Got to get started. You got to get
started because, again, I think you mentioned it earlier. When you start telling yourself that you're going to fail, there are two things. There's something about your thoughts. Whether you tell yourself that you are going to fail or you're not going to fail, that's what's going to happen. What's going to happen. So no matter what you think, whatever you think, that's exactly what's going to happen. Whether you think you're going to fail or whether you feel like you tell yourself that you're going to succeed. So we advise you, audience, to keep on telling yourself that you're going to succeed. That was excellent. And I'm waiting for the finished product.
Thank you.
I am so waiting for the finishing product. Oh,
still, like I said, hopefully this year, I will have that done.
And you will.
And if I can, I just want to do one more, if you don't mind.
Go right ahead. That's why I got my drink.
Yeah. And of course, I appreciate you having me on, even though short notice. You thought of me.
No worries.
I'm touched by that. I really am. This one is from my second book, Journey to the Poetic Light. And just to let the audience know that if they go on Amazon, either put the title of the book or just put my name, Nolan P. Holloway Jr., and it'll take you to all three books. If you want to read some poetry, leave a review and let me know what you think, because like we talked about, that's where creative juice from you, the audience. This one I'm going to call Working My Way Out.
Okay, audience, before you do that, hold on a second, my brother. Audience, remember, listen, this I want to say this before you start reading the second one. I call my brother here on a last minute because again it is National Poetry Month, and I called him at the last minute, and he showed up. He showed up, and I tell you, I celebrate him. I celebrate him with everything that I have because he showed up for us today. So please show some support. Go on Amazon, look for his books. This one is called, what is this one called? What is the name of
This
this
was
one?
called Working My Way Out. Kind of what
What
we've
is the
been
name of the
talking
book?
about. Kind of what we've been talking about. Working My Way Out. The
So what
name of
is
the
the name
book
of the
is
book?
Journey to the Poetic Light,
Yes,
Illuminations. And all the poetries in this book have to do with light.
yes. So please support
And
my
this
brother
this
here and go on Amazon. It's there. Go ahead, my brother.
And this one is dim. The four parts of the book. This is the dim part. This is the part we all go through sadness. We all go through moments that we are struggling and we're melancholy. This is what this one is in reference to. Outer influences invade my thoughts. So much noise, I cannot hear the voice that guides. The crowd refuses to be quiet to allow me clarity. Drowning, drowning, reaching, reaching for my voice to be heard because I have something to say. People are transfixed by their own realities, so I'm not important. Might just be me feeling like I need to be rescued. But from who? Me? Desire is that there is someone who will listen and hear. Where am I in the place of my mind? Feels like the back of a room when finally given a chance to be heard. Then analyzed and told, what am I thinking? Am I robotic? Like someone outside can know what's inside, getting into my moment for their own edification. Found the way out because I just needed to hear a voice that truly guides on this inside journey.
Sometimes my two hands can't make it, so I sometimes have to call for extra hands sometimes.
And it's just amazing how it worked out that I picked that piece because it talks about what people listen to on the outside to keep them from dealing with what's on the inside because we know who
Yes.
guides us. It's on the inside of us. And like you said before, Verona, the fear of the failure keeps you from enjoying the blessing that is right there. And all
Yes.
you have to do is just have faith enough to push through and the success will be there. And not to say the success is instant. Sometimes it takes time. It doesn't come
Process.
right away. We know his time is not our time, but a
Right.
lot of times folks get caught up in, oh, I just wrote a book. I'm going to sell a lot of copies. Don't work like that.
Yes.
Don't work
Everything
like
takes
that. Just
time.
letting you guys know now that everything takes time. The circles that you travel in, there's a lot of different things that have to happen. I would love for Oprah to read one of my books. I know if Oprah read one of my books, it would probably be a #1 bestseller. But if it's his will that that's to happen, then I'm
Yes.
okay with it. And that's the other
Yes.
part of it as well. You have to be okay in the moment of where you are. Yes, I sold some books. Maybe I want to sell some more, but I'm satisfied with where I'm at. I got 3 done. That to me is an accomplishment. I've gotten positive reviews from the ones
Yes.
that I have written.
Yes.
Again, another success. It may not be a big success to someone, but it's a success to me.
Yes. Because it is defined by
Yep. So
making
I'm
the
here.
first step. Yes. When you make
Yeah, exactly.
that first step
And
defines
here's
the
the other
first
part.
action. Action. Action is important. Take action now.
Right.
Yes. Take
Yeah, I'm going to
action.
quote scripture again. Faith without faith without works is dead. So you can have all the faith you want, but if you don't put the work, doesn't mean anything. We just keeping it real, folks. Verona, don't miss words. I've heard her broadcast, her read her story. She don't hold back. She got her drink right there. She gonna sip her drink and give you some powerful stuff. So you need to be listening in. And the other thing I want to say is again, my appreciation. A lot of times people given the opportunity, they don't say thank you. They don't show gratitude. They don't show grace. We know that he extends grace to us. So how am I not going to extend grace to you or grace to anyone else? That's why I don't get it. People get it twisted. People get it twisted. He also said, how people going to know who I am is how I behave. If I show love to you and support you, people are going to go, oh, I understand what he is because I see it. Because if I go to you and spew negativity and all that, how can I say I love him, but then I do that to you? That's a hypocrite.
Right.
That's the definition of what a hypocrite is. Hypocrite says one thing over here and his actions so the opposite. Maya Angelou, when a person shows you who they are, believe it. And a lot of people tend to ignore, deny, or whatever. People will show you who they may not show you initially, but if you're around long enough, your core is who you are. You can try to hide it, but it's always. I've just learned this over the years that people are going to show you who they are. When they get to certain situations, that situation will tell you who they are.
Oh,
and if you choose to ignore it, then that's at your own peril. Relationships, family, ventures that you want to take on. These are things that you can, this is your toolbox that you have. Should I do this? Okay. Who's coming to you, giving you the opportunity? How do you feel about the opportunity? How is it hitting you? How is it resonating with you? Everybody come to you not trying to offer you an opportunity. They just want a chance to use you.
Yes.
To get what they want. So that's why you have to have people that are passionate about what you're doing, because you may get an opportunity and you're posting it on social media and things like that. I might look at it, you know what? The people that she's dealing with, I kind of know those people, and I know those people really don't have her best interest. So what is my responsibility? Hey, Verona, that you got an opportunity to do such and such, but I've dealt with these people, and I know that these people won't have your best. That would be your choice. But at least I gave you the information for you to choose.
I love it. And that is the
Thank you, Georgia Gerald. I appreciate you.
Yes, appreciate you, Georgia.
Absolutely.
Choose.
Absolutely.
The choice.
And I appreciate the platform, because I know you got a lot of listeners.
The choice we make, I heard this a while back. A preacher said this a while back. The choice we make will affect us one way or the other, whether it is negative or positive. The choice we make will affect us one way or the other. And I play around with that in my head. I play around with that with anything that I do. Whatever I choose to do, I play around with it. And I listen to those words throughout the years. And it allowed me to even show up here today because I choose to be here. It was this, because I could have chosen, I'm not going to have a show, right? I am going to choose to show up because I have something to show up with. So the choice that we make is going to affect us one way or the other. You're going to choose to say, no, Verona, that's last minute, I'm not coming. You understand? Because whatever you pour into someone, they can choose to, hey, we're going to digest it or we're not going to digest it. So every time we show up, we got to remember it's a choice.
But I know you. So.
And I appreciate
but I know you, Verona. So when you reached out to me and let me know what was going on, that it was no question. It was no question. What did I ask you? I just said, what time? I just said, what time? And you gave me the time. And I said, give me the link. You sent me the link, and I'm here. So that's what's up. That's what's up. I'm always going to support you. And the reason why, because I see what you're doing. You're very positive. You continue to grind. You continue to stay the course. And because of that, I follow, Verona, when you post stuff, you know I follow you, don't you? You know I follow your posts. You know I follow you. You post stuff, I follow. And I'll do a smiley emoji or I'll read through it. I may not respond every time, but I'm
Right.
watching you.
Listen, audience, you never know who's watching you, right? I
No,
appreciate you
you
so
got to be
much.
on your behavior. You can't slip. People are watching you,
No,
Verona. You got a lot of folks watching you.
a lot of people, and this is why when I do what I do, I'm like,
A lot.
listen, I gotta show up because, my dear brother, when I show up, I have to show up as an ambassador for God, right? I am an ambassador for God. And when I show up, I have to show up to represent Him. If I don't represent nobody, I have to
Correct.
represent God first. And then I represent my family, I represent my community, I represent generations to come. So when I show up, I don't show up because I want to be here, and I don't show up because I want somebody to like what I do. I show up as an ambassador for God. So yes, people are going to see, people are going to watch. I don't care about how many people follow me. That is not the point. I don't care about that. I'm only caring that I am being obedient to my calling. God shows me, and I just have to just follow. That's the only person I'm going to follow. So yeah, I appreciate you so much.
Amen.
I
That's what's
celebrate you
up.
so much. Yes. So yes, this
Thank
is
you.
excellent. Again, audience, this brother right here is out there doing. You see, he's saying that I'm doing my thing. He's doing this thing out there, and he mentioned this earlier that he does voiceover. If you don't know anything about voiceover, he is the person for you to get in touch with. Tell us a little bit, because we're going to wind down the episode. Tell us a little bit about what is voiceover for those who are not
Yeah.
aware of voiceover.
There voiceover is like voice acting. When you see commercials on television or you go to the movie theater and you see films, those voices are creating the characters that you're looking at. And we see the commercials. There are so many different things. Phone messages. You call a company, that's a voiceover. You have you get hired for me and you look at their PowerPoint presentation. It's visual and there's the audio. That audio is the voiceover for the video that you're watching. So there's a lot of different genres that you can go into. There's a lot of different steps. Reach out to me. I'm on all social media platforms. As a matter of fact, I had a friend that been wanting to do it for a while. She finally dipped in. She asked me what type of equipment. I gave her the different price because it could be pricey. But the most important thing, the equipment is important because your audio has to be clean and clear. Verona knows this as a podcast. You can't have broken audio and things like that because folks need to understand what you're saying. But the thing is, more so in Cree Summer is a voiceover artist. The thing is it's the performance. Once you get the equipment and learn how to use that, delivery, pace. That's why people kept telling me I had a nice voice, but then I learned it's not about the voice. It's about how you, and be reciting poetry gives me an idea of pace, tone, emphasis, things like that. So that's helped me to do a number of projects that I've already worked on. And not next week, but the week after, I have a session with my coach. I've already sent him some audio that he wanted me to recite for an audio book. And he's going to give me feedback and teach me where I need to improve and things. And I'll keep practicing, because you never know. You might hear my voice on TV one day.
And I look forward for it. Listen, if that's a thought, believe me, it will manifest. Let me tell you, the very thing that we're thinking about, it is just a thought rolling, but I believe in manifestation. And once it's a thought and we say it will manifest. That is how I see it, and that's that. That's that.
Words have power. We know that.
That's it.
Words have power.
That's it. Because if it's in your head, it is possible. If it's in your thoughts, flowing in your thoughts, it is possible. And when it starts becoming more possible, is when you start speaking it, because now the universe is waiting for it. The angels are waiting for it to carry it. Like, let's manifest this thing. So once it got extracted from your thoughts to your lips, oh yes. You can't take it back now. You can't take it
So
back.
from my list from your
Yes.
audience tonight, you heard a couple of my pieces. Go to Amazon or go to my website, nolanphollowayjr.com. The books are there. Some of my samples of voiceovers are there as well. And reach out to me. Like I said, I'm on social media. If you have questions or anything like that, get in contact with me or contact Verona, who can get in contact with me and give me your feedback. That's the thing, guys. We love feedback that drives us to maybe my next project will be coming from one of you guys, kind of giving me feedback, giving me some ideas. So I'm waiting.
Yes. So we are going to pause tonight's episode, and I want to thank you so very much from my heart, deeply, purely from my heart. I want to thank you so very much for showing up. You see, I oftentimes say that when we show up, we are not showing up for ourselves. We are showing up for our family. We are showing up for our community. We are showing up for God. We are showing up for generations to come. So listen to me, audience. When you show up, just remember why you are showing up. So I want to thank you so much. I want to thank all of the audience, for those who are watching us live and those who will watch us and replay. We thank you so much. I thank you so much, Stina, Cheryl, Georgia, Sharon. Thank you, Yasmin. Yasmin is all the way in the UK. Thank you so much for being here as we are going to pause this episode. My brother, any last word as we pause this episode?
Verona, again, thank you for allowing me to be on your platform. I'm looking forward to coming back again, short notice or not. But thank you and your audience as well. Just reach out, stay connected, and listen to the lesson that she gave you today in reference to failure, because every day we wake up, there's that possibility. But stay positive, keep grinding, and stay in the moment.
I got nothing else to say. I got nothing else to say. Thank you, audience, for tuning in. Thank you so much. We hope to see you next week, same time, same place. Of course, it might not be the same person, but you never know what will happen next week. But we are going to be here, same time, same place, 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, right? EDT time, right here. As you never know, we are celebrating Autism Month and Poetry Month, so you never know who's going to be the guest. The main thing that you show up. Thank you again. See you then.